I love these beachside streets. Smoothies, milkshakes, beach. Beach is over that way. The Sunshine Coast, Queensland is actually quite an affluent area.
I can see the beach.
So there won't be quite so much junk, or should I say, junk jewellery. We have had to find rings for people who have lost their jewellery or items in the sand and just simply not been able to find it again. You can spend hours and hours and hours sifting your fingers through the sand and still not even feel it when it contacts your hand. And yet, if you've got a metal detector, you can find that object within seconds. I know, because it's happened to us. Even in the little pools, people put their hands in the water and the cold water shrinks their fingers, the rings fall off, and they don't even know where they've lost it, because they don't notice it till they get home. Nearly everybody I know, including everybody they know, and myself, has lost jewellery in the surf. There's nothing worse than going out for a dip in the surf and coming back and found that your precious jewellery is lost. But often on the surf beaches, things that are lost are buried under mountains of sand and usually sink at least 100 millimetre after every tide, so you've got to be there quickly if you want to retrieve your object. But thankfully there is another way. It is possible to retrieve these precious items and not be lost forever. Most items are lost between the flags, but you've got to be quick if you want to retrieve them.
We're off on the beach today, absolutely perfect weather, beautiful and warm, just a nice cool breeze. The surfers are having a ball out there. Check out around those rocks there. But there's no cuts or anything, we're on low tide. I'm just going to simply search and hope for the best. You know, sometimes a bit of random luck is a good thing. So we'll see how many signals we get before we finally get some gold.
Always be positive.
Check this out. It's been really rough surf lately.
It is actually a very expensive metal detector and you do not want to drop it in the water. Notice how a wave will coil over the shovel and it only registers if it's got a target inside it.
Bit deeper than I thought.
Having an easy to use shovel and a sieve all in one, which is also pretty light, is a pretty big bonus in the surf. But the best part is that the metal detector doesn't respond to it, so it's much easier to isolate the target.
Bingo!
The holes make the sand and water drain out really quickly, so it's quickly and easily isolated.
Alright, that's either white gold or silver, but I know there's been some yellow gold stuff lost this morning, so we'll just keep going and see what we can get.
Always look for where people gather.
Look at all the people on the beach. Absolutely perfect.
Other people are also curious and watching us carefully, so we always fill our holes in.
That's a ring. Did you record that? Silver. Silver and just lost.
Silver is more commonly found than gold, even in affluent areas.
It's a stamp. With the number it's coming in at, that's silver. That's the third ring today so far found. Right, grab it, put it away, I'm going to keep digging.
Put it on.
Probably a fake chain, guys, but there's actually a chain in there. And it was giving, actually, you see the signals on the Equinox there? I decided to put it on all metal, so 100% of everything. See, it's giving me negative tones, but it's giving me a positive ID. But I thought I'd dig it up anyway, and there's a chain in there, and I put money on that it's a fake chain, but that's interesting. So you got to dig everything.
Well, I just dug up a fossilised bottle top. It looks like you've got a fossilised chain.
Yeah, maybe the next one will be a real one.
always remain positive.
A lot of these paths and bushes and parklands are great for detecting, especially coins, but occasionally people play games and they lose their rings and watches and so forth. Just got to avoid all the bottle tops.
Most of the coins are found near shops or barbecue areas.
These areas too are also very good detecting. Very loose sand, very easy to recover items, and there's a beach just over the hill there.
All beaches should have bins at the end of each path,
And there's the beach there.
because people tend to walk along and throw their rubbish, their bottle tops, their...
Now after you get weather events like high winds and things like that, look for the shells on the surface, and in the water, just have a look at this. Right opposite those shells is a little hole.
The beach distributes sand evenly because it's roughly the same weight and the same size, but heavier items, you've got to look for the areas.
Now that indicates that there's a rip around this area. So somewhere around here could be a concentration of heavy things. So I'm going to do it all around this section here.
Rips and cuts are great places to find heavier gold items, even if they've been lost for hundreds of years. Now here's an idea not many people think of, but it's definitely worth giving it a go. As for some reason can't quite explain, this is actually a good area to detect.
All along the side there, you find gold rings, all around this corner.
Of course, you do not want to disturb the people who are relaxing on the beach, so you come some other time when it's not so busy.
Now here's an unusual sign. Beware snakes in this area. So the snakes come out and play with the people.
There can be an awful lot of trash in these areas too. Just because an area is nice and pretty doesn't mean to say that it's a good detecting spot, as a lot of people do not like spending much time in the bush. Maybe got something to do with all the bugs and insects, possibly reptiles as well. Sometimes you've just got to wave your detector coil over the top of the bushes and you'll find things like toolboxes and maybe guns, or you could find anything. Just keep your mind open and you will be surprised.
Natural bushland. Find nothing but condom wrappers. Occasional trash. A couple of vipers starting to build a nest.
Sometimes the things you will find will also reveal a very colourful and interesting history of the area.
Got a really big signal here. It's right there. Right there. Oh yeah. Oh, what the place is this there? It's a pretty big signal.
I think nearly every metal detector operator has found at least one of these.
Oh no! Oh no! It's a can! Oh, hey, check this out. The last signal, got that. That's stainless steel, so that's worth repairing. And bullet casing. That's so old it's deteriorated. That's from probably World War II. I'll clean that up and have a look at it.